Okay, let's get into it. Today's topic. First, we are gonna get on the clock with it, you know. And but the topic is babies. Almost everyone has a baby in this age, really. Every adult that you meet, most times, one of the first questions you ask is, "How many kids do you have?" I pretty much ask that every time. Not that it matters where it's gonna take me away from wanting to pursue that woman. But you just have to know because for men and women, you have to know if you're going to walk into a situation where you're potentially going to have to be a stepfather or stepmother down the road. Now, I've had experience, so it's not really a big deal to me as far as the woman having the child. Now, it is a problem when that other party, whether it be an absent father or absent mother, they're not in the picture. This is when it becomes a big deal for me and a lot of other men. When you that other father that's supposed to be in the picture, or parent or mother, when they're not there, and you just have a single mother, single father doing everything on their own, it's a problem because now you're trying to date a woman, you're trying to get involved with her, let's say, and things always come up. And you can't get upset because it's kids are always going to come first. But then it leads to question two, you know, is it better to just wait until you get married if that's what you like, or just find someone who doesn't have kids and then start dating there, or people that have kids should only date people that have kids, or one person that has one kid like myself should only try to date someone that has one kid as well. But then where does that leave the mothers with three or maybe even four kids? Are they not supposed to find love either? I think they are. Everyone should. I don't want to say that there's a lower value for the women that have two, three, four kids or any kids at all. But we have to be real with ourselves. If you have a kid, it's going to be somewhat of a downside as as far as the dating game goes. Now, having a kid is wonderful. So I would not tell anyone you should feel bad for having a kid. But I do want to get to the main point that I kind of see happen all the time, and I don't want to say it bothers me because it's not my life per se. But as far as the whole black community, it bothers me because I don't know where we got down the line where people just wanted to have kids and didn't care if there was two parents involved. Because so many times I see females get pregnant, and then the next month it's, oh, I hate this dude. Oh, F him. I'm going to do this by myself. He don't have to be in their life. And that's their choice, their body. I get it. No one should tell them they don't want to have a kid. But the question is before that, how well did you know this dude? And I understand females say, oh, he put on the front, he was so nice. I mean, how many dudes have you felt that way about? How many dudes did you say were nice? They were sweet. Does that qualify someone for having a child? Does that qualify someone with making a life together? I I don't think so. When I think of someone I want to make a baby with, a kid with, I shouldn't just be because they look good and they were nice. Now some people did have kids, whether it's from former marriages, serious relationships, you were with them for a long time, next thing you know, it happens. I get it. But there's too many times I see that it's these short relationships. I just met him. I just wanted to see my ex one more time just for some sex because I didn't want somebody new. Now you ended up with a baby that you know you don't want to be with this dude. He obviously didn't want to be with you in a romantic way. Now, sexually, that's different, but a sexual relationship should not be the basis for having a job. And there's the blame to go around. It can go around on the dudes. It can go around on the females. I personally say it's females, just because no child comes into this world without a woman. And what I mean by that is it's your body. You decide what goes inside your body. You decide, for the most part, I mean, yes, there's instances where if someone gets attacked, if someone gets raped, if there's a situation like that, I understand. It's very emotional, so much trauma you had, and then to to get rid of a baby or whatever the case is, I understand that. But just someone that you just met, someone that you just started dating, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, he should have wore a condom." No, why didn't you make him wear a condom? Why why didn't you want to use any type of birth control at all, including Plan B? Oh, I didn't feel like paying for that. I mean, for me, personal experience, there's maybe been a handful of times where females said, um, "Can I get a Plan B?" or something of that nature, like, "Did you come to me? Should we get a Plan B?" Only about a handful out of my whole life of sexual experiences. So that's going back to 2010, when 2021. So that I mean, I'm just saying it's too many times females are just okay with whatever happens. And the reason that I bring that around to the black community is there's just too many single parent households, too many single mothers, too many single fathers. Majority single mothers though, as we already know. And I was just trying to find some statistics to try to put it in perspective. So one thing I found was since 2010, the black race contributed to about 15% of babies in America, which doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it's 15%. We already know we're the minority. We're not the majority race, even though we might dominate social media majority, but we are still the minority in America, just so everyone is aware. But that brings me to the crazy statistic that 52 of the babies that are born are white. So you, you see the size gap that we're at already. So you would think, okay, most of the babies are white, so that would you would think that when it comes to single parents, it would have to go more towards the white. I mean, they're just dominating so many kids already. So how it just wouldn't make any sense, but it's not because the black race leads single parent households at 74%. Oh my bad, 64%, which is still just outrageous. And of course, the bottom two races being white and Asian. The Asian didn't surprise me because me personally, I don't know the Asian culture that much, but when I was over there in South Korea, I I barely seen just single pregnant women just around, and they always just gave me the more family vibes of if you're gonna get pregnant with someone, you're gonna have a family with them. And I think that's something that we should bring more to our black community. Easier said than done, but how's it gonna get done? Because what we're doing right now is not working. And I would just, I would say the onus has to fall on the females again. Guys, when they're young, they are figuring themselves out. I don't care what they tell you, they are still figuring out what they like, what their career is, what type of females they like. So if that's the case, then why would you even put yourself in a situation for a guy to give you a baby when he doesn't even know what type of woman he wants? I mean, yeah, he's gonna say he's attracted to. He's gonna say he likes you. He's gonna laugh at your jokes. He's gonna compliment you, all this and that, and he's probably gonna do some stuff for you, depending on how attractive he is or attractive he is to you. He's gonna do some stuff for you, especially the dudes that feel like they have to do stuff for you because they were brought up that way to have to want to spoil a woman to get them. But that's a whole nother that's a whole nother topic. But no matter what they do for you, that doesn't mean that they really want you. They just want you at that moment. Guys really aren't figuring it out until later on, where they establish themselves and now they're looking for a partner to match whatever lifestyle they have going on. So if you're not meeting a guy at that point, don't put yourself in a position to have this young man's kid. Just don't do it. Not that he won't love the kid. He might love the kid. He might want to be there for the kid. Clearly not enough if there's that many single parent households. Now, I don't believe in just staying together for a kid. I say that all the time. That's why I'm not with my baby mother. So that was that was again on me. When I had my kid, my son, I wasn't established. I wasn't exactly sure what type of woman I wanted. I can still probably say to the 100%, I don't know exactly which type of woman I want, but I have a much better idea of now at 27 than I did when I was 24. Much better idea. I know where I'm going in life. I'm much more set in my goals and not having the dream job I want, but I'm much more closer to it than I ever was before then. So, and there's a lot of guys that are going through this right now where they're young, they have an idea of what they want to do, but they don't know what they want to do. And then they just have this child, and in their heads, they're thinking they still have to get to where they want to get to. And that child's not going to come first in their life. For females, it doesn't work like that. That child is always going to come first for them. And then they're simultaneously going to achieve their goal or their career, or at least try to. That's just how y'all wired. You're gonna try to do both at the same time, be a great mother, get that career, whatever field it's in, and you're gonna make it work. And that's great. Guys aren't doing that. A lot of guys aren't doing that. And I can say they should, but history tells us that they're not. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many single mothers out here. Now, I just the one thing I just don't understand is the age. It's one thing if we're just getting grown, we're in our 30s, we're trying to make families, and they just don't work out. I get it. You're just grown folks. Y'all know what you want. You done lived your life already, and it's just not working out. That's cool. I get it. But right out of high school or 20 years old, do you really know what you want in a guy? Do you really know what you want to do with your life? And now you're having a kid with a dude that does not know what he wants, and you don't know what you want, truly, because that 20-year-old that has a lot of the qualities you might have loved or liked, you might not like those same qualities when you're grown. That That young man that you're so attracted to now at age 21, when you're 30, you might not stand that dude. You might not want to live with that type of dude anymore. The one that goes out all the time, the one that has all these that jokes around all the time. It might be cool now when you're young, but when you get older and he's still the same way because you thought he was going to mature with you and he didn't, now what? And that's another problem. That's just another problem that our community is having. They're not sure of who they want to have kids with, but they're okay with just having kids for the sake of having kids. I don't get it. Especially after the first one. So let's just say you're young, you really are convinced you're in love. Okay, cool. But the second one, the third one, and then the fourth one, like we're not even 30 yet. I'm not understanding. Not understanding at all. Another statistic I found was that there are approximately 4 million black families with a single mother in the United States, and 1 million of those black families have single dads. So obviously, the single moms are dominating the single dads, but regardless, it's still a lot. Just too many. And that was just a video. This is a topic I think about all the time when I see females and I just see them pregnant on my timeline coming up. And but I see them single too many times. And I'm just not I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But, you know, hopefully we can do better with the next generation. Hopefully we can raise them up to feel like it's an honor to have a kid. Because now it's not an honor right now. You're just females are just letting anyone. I won't say anyone. That's a little too harsh. The standard for having a child is not high. I think we need to get back to that. The standard to let a man actually have a child with you, to actually even be in the position to make a child with you, that needs to be the priority. Almost in the same way as like you have standards for guys that you would actually call your man. Those standards are sometimes higher than dudes you would actually sleep with. That's fine. You know, we're grown. People like sex. Some people need sex. I don't need it, but it's just a regular thing we like to have in our lives. That's cool. But the standard to actually have a baby, I think we need to separate the sex standard and the having a baby standard. Now, while you have a baby during sex, obviously, let's try to separate the two. Let's try to, and there's actually been some females that have done it. I've seen it done where I'm right with them. We're about to have sex, and I they'll look at me and just make sure, oh, you have a condom, right? And then watch me put it on. Now again, I probably can count on both my hands how many times that happened since 2010. So again, it can be done. I've seen it done. That's what we have to get to. Bottom line, that's probably what it is. Now I don't know if that's the secrets or the tricks that the Asians and the white community use, but they're doing something. They're doing something because there's not a lot of single parent households, and I don't think they're all not as young as the black race for having children at such a fast rate, or they're valuing who they actually put in position to have a baby with as well. And I think that's always going to be just the bottom line. Just high value for whoever you have a baby with. Bottom line. And that's all I got for today. So hopefully you like. Maybe some agree. Maybe some don't agree. I'm not excluding guys out of the equation for this problem, but yeah, women just have to take back control and do better. Bottom line, that's it. And we're out.